Hey guys, it's me, and
Chelsea.
we're back again with another video today because we're trying to get that daily upload grind in, though sometimes Chelsea might not be with me, like when I do gaming videos. Today we're doing a type of video about the car community because the car community has been extremely influential to me and Chelsea. And for me, it actually saved me from very terrible thoughts. I guess we'll start with my story. I came from Ohio. My father was a mechanic and he loved to work on cars. Like, his favorite car that he owned, well, mine that he owned, was his old GMC van. It was set up really high, so it kind of put me into the car community of like mudding and stuff like that. So before I left for the army, me and my family got together and we got me a GMC Sierra. It was a little V6 GMC Sierra truck. It was a 2004. It was actually from a little auction, so we got it for really cheap. It was tore up really bad. But me being younger, I didn't know anything about cars. So my dad fixed it up for me. And then I left for the army. I was gone for 2 years and didn't get to touch a vehicle that whole entire time I was gone. And during that time, I got big into depression where I would come home and just sleep and not do anything else. And I was in a rut. I was in Korea for a year. We weren't allowed to have like any civilian vehicles. So my truck just kind of sat at home and I had to wait to get it again. So when I got home, my truck was actually still there. It was still a little messy and stuff. And hold up, we got cut. I'll be right back. See you then. Okay, we're back again. Sorry, I had to do a real quick cut because we live on, well, Chelsea, my best friend / adopted sister. She lives on a military post and there's helicopters all the time. It's annoying, but we're dealing with it. But I came back from Korea. My truck was still tore up a little bit. And when I got to Georgia, Fort Stewart, if you guys didn't know, I started working on it constantly. I had about $6,000 into a piece of shit GMC Sierra that I took mudding with all the big trucks, and somehow I never got stuck. And I had it blacked out completely and I thought I was the shits. Obviously now I know I wasn't the shits. But we'd do like little pools in it and stuff and just share it on Facebook, and it just pulled me into the car community because I wanted to go faster. I wanted to be faster. I wanted to be something. And that's what pulled me out of my depression. I was very tempted to do bad things, and the car community just dragged me right out of that. I did not feel like doing that anymore because I had something to take up my time. And now I can't imagine a day where I don't work on my vehicle or just sit in my car with it started for like 20 minutes because I just love the sound and feel of my car. So after the little GMC Sierra, unfortunately I was gonna engine swap it, and I had a huge big block engine in the back of it, But when I bought the engine, I was still learning how to work on vehicles. I didn't realize the engine was seized. So after I figured out the engine was seized, I just gave up on that project. I was like, I want a better platform to build off of. Because I've taken this truck to as fast as I'm going to get it without a new engine and transmission. So what's the next best thing?
Mustang.
Mustangs. So my first Mustang was a 99 anniversary edition Mustang. That's right, not a GT. It was a crappy V6. I had that V6 Mustang. How long would you say I had it?
Probably 4 or 5 months.
About 4 or 5 months. And when I first got it, I beat the shit out of it so hard it wasn't even funny. Like, a V6 shouldn't have been beat the crap out of like that. I blew out the sides of the radiator one day, but luckily I had already ordered a pure metal radiator. It was like an aluminum performance radiator. Shouldn't have been putting that in a V6 anyways. Like, I was stupid. I was trying to build up a V6 Mustang. I didn't have the best.
It was interesting.
I mean, it was kind of fast for a V6, but nowhere near as fast as my GT now. So I put about, I'd say, another $6K into that, because I put like the whole entire stimulus check in it and most of my savings into it. I did new bumper because it was cracked all the way back.
Taillights and headlights.
Taillights, headlights. I knew it was a V6. I knew it wasn't going to get like super fast. So I started to do performance stuff, but then eventually quit and just focused on cosmetics, because if it's going to be a piece of shit V6, might as well make it a show car. So I tried that. I actually did really good on that spray paint job though.
Yeah, you did.
I spray painted it and had the Boss Mustang stripes going down the center of it. It was crisp. I should have done that paint job to my V8, but you know, we all learn our lessons.
Here we go again.
Crap. Another helicopter. Good thing I have the power of editing, and we'll be back about right now. And with the power of editing, we're right back at it. So I think the V6 Mustang actually is what made me like what I am right now. Able to actually work on a car and progress through the car community. Because I gotta think about it like this. I was having Chelsea's husband. Chelsea, you wanna say something about that? I was having Chelsea's husband help me with literally everything on the truck. Like, I couldn't do anything alone. And then I got the V6 Mustang, and her husband left for Poland. And then I had to
figure it out ourselves.
I had to learn everything. Like, the week after I got that Mustang,
We did the exhaust on it.
we did the exhaust. And then right after we did the exhaust, it blew the radiator up. So I had to learn how to change a radiator right then and there.
In the driveway.
In the driveway. I swallowed a lot of shit that I shouldn't have. It sucked. But it all turned out okay. Because now I know more. I started researching cars, started watching people like Drew Peacock. It's Just As Six. And I love It's Just As Six. He is so amazing. I started watching a bunch of people that just teach you how to work on cars.
I'm going to the car meets and everything too.
Yeah, I
talking to
started
everybody.
going to the car meets like every week. And now I've made the Mustang G. Well, actually, I need to stop getting ahead of myself. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, I ended up getting bored of the V6. You all seen that coming. Like, it was a shitty little V6. So what I did, what would any sane person do? I got $600 out of my savings account, took the V6, and went to Facebook Marketplace. Like any good car person would. And I found a puke yellow Mustang GT, and it was barely running. And on the way home, the wheel even flew off. And it threw me off the side of the road. And I'm lucky that I hooned the shit out of that little V6 because I learned how to keep from crashing. And it was the back wheel. It flew off and spun me out and threw me on the side of the road. It sucked. I spent all night trying to find the wheel because the Mustang had 22s on it for some reason. And so the next day I started working on the Mustang and another helicopter. Gosh dang. Okay, we'll be right back again. I'm sorry for all these little transitions. Bye. Okay, we're back again. We tried to resume it just a second ago, and then immediately after we resumed it, another helicopter flew by, which is just swell. Anyways, back to where we were. The Mustang, its wheel flew off, caused me to crash. So what it did was it destroyed the rotor, it destroyed the caliper, it destroyed the wheel. So, the obvious step, I don't just fix things, I upgrade things. Immediately did drilled and slotted rotors and upgraded calipers and ceramic pads. Put that shit on the shit stang. Took it to our local discount tire, which was a just swell experience.
It was nice until everybody left.
Yeah, all our friends at Discount Tire left. We need to try to find more friends there. But I got new wheels and tires and went ahead and threw them on the Mustang. Obviously, they weren't a good choice now because the Mustang is spinning from 0 to 30 from a dig. And that sucks because you can't win races like that. You can't really race like that.
Where's the car?
Even though I've raced Chelsea before.
You didn't have me done that, so.
All these races, by the way, that we talk about are on privately owned roads. We know what we're doing. We're responsible. Please don't race unless you know what you're doing and you're on privately owned roads, because then it's perfectly legal. Anyways, I put new wheels and tires on it. It worked out swell for a while. And then I started working on the engine immediately after that. And the first thing I did was the throttle body and plenum, which I admit was stupid because I didn't get all the parts that I needed to do it at first. I had to jerry rig it for the first like 2 weeks because turns out if you upgrade the throttle body and plenum, the factory intake does not fit any longer. Who would have guessed? So I jerry rigged it. I put a makeshift filter on it, ran filters to the hoses that were connecting it, and it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
It would barely stay running.
There was no kinda about it.
But
I was struggling.
later on that month, I fixed it, and now I am where I am now. The moral of the story is, without the cars and the car community, I probably wouldn't exist right now. Like, the car community is what inspired me enough to even come back to YouTube. Like, I've been trying to learn how to edit again so I could come back to YouTube for the car videos. Because I just absolutely love them. I want to inspire more of you guys to love cars. Random, I know. I just got done with the story. We haven't even recorded Chelsea's. But we were just walking. I can't help but admire this SN95 Cobra. Even though it's all types of fucked up and pretty abandoned by, you know, the cobwebs and everything. But you just can't help but love them. Anyways, we'll be back with Chelsea's story. So, Chelsea, since you didn't get to tell us our story today, and I've been hyping your story up, what are we gonna go do?
Probably go do some burnouts. We shall see.
I would love to see a burnout.
Well, we gotta find somewhere we can do it.
See, the thing about this is Chelsea's truck is temperamental, if you would say so. Sometimes it wants to have power. Other times it wants to act like a possum. And when it acts like a possum, it kinda sucks. When it has the power it wants, then it gets up and goes. When me and Chelsea raced, she jumped. We're not gonna lie about that. She got about a car length and a half out. And then I started going.
I was only a half car length behind you after you passed me.
Oh no, it was when I looked.
You were not that far ahead.
When I look back, I could see your whole entire vehicle, Chelsea.
No, you weren't that far. I was at your bumper.
Anyways, we're gonna go see if we can get her car to do some pulls or some burnouts to entertain you crazy car fans.
Don't mind the squeaking my brakes. Though.
Yeah, don't mind the squeaking. Every single one of our vehicles that's going to be on this channel is going to be a work in progress or an active enthusiast. So you'll get to see a lot of vehicles that need a lot of work, and this video is actually going to be pretty long. It'll make up for this exceptionally short video yesterday. Also, I will say one thing. Our video quality is going to be improving because I don't have, for now on, I'm not going to have other people do the recording and send it to me. I'm going to go do it myself because that way I know it's done right. Everyone was critiquing me saying that I need to work on, they said that the editing was good, but I need to work on actual video recording. But what I believe they were talking about, because I sent out a mass group message to Relentless that if they wanted to be shouted out in a video, to send me a walk around other vehicles, and for some reason all of them thought it was a good idea to do it horizontally
And talk.
instead vertical instead of horizontally, which makes no sense if you're recording with a phone. Anyways, we'll be back with the pulls. Bye!